Hello guys, so today we are looking at the top 6 things I've noticed so far that the PS5 has improved in my Warzone gameplay compared to playing on my old PS4 console, and why you should consider getting a PlayStation 5 if you haven't already. So stay tuned and we will jump right into it. In this video I'll be reviewing the graphical improvements and also things like load times, but also make sure you stick around to the end as I'll give my first thoughts and impressions on the all new PlayStation 5 controller and how that's improved my gameplay. Let's start with the graphics of the game. So from my first game on Warzone, the first thing I noticed was the huge improvement to the graphics, and this just isn't by a little bit, but a huge improvement overall. The colour of the game is also a lot better, making it easier to spot enemies in dark places while helping to spot enemies further in the distance as well. Now when comparing this to my old PS4, the difference is night and day. The second area that I want to discuss is how good the new 3D audio feature is on the PS5. I can actually now hear enemy footsteps and even pinpoint exactly where that enemy is approaching from and how close they are to me. This new audio actually makes you feel like you are in the screen. If you are lucky enough to have a PlayStation 5 at the minute, to make sure you're benefiting from the 3D audio, all you have to do is go to the sound setting menu and scroll down to headphones and ensure the 3D audio is enabled. You can also adjust the 3D audio to ensure it is working as intended, as everyone's hearing and headphones are different, and you do this by clicking the Adjust 3D Audio Profile option. This will give you a list of sounds to listen to, so you can then select the best one for your hearing and your headphones. The third improvement that I want to talk about is huge. Now, one massive thing that I noticed immediately in my first game is the frames per second. Now the PS4 was averaging around 30 frames per second, but you can tell on the PS5 that it is now putting out a consistent 60 FPS, making the gameplay so much smoother and less stuttering. This of course is important in shooter games as every millisecond matters, so you being able to see an enemy fly around a corner because of the improved frame rate sometimes can make all the difference. I believe in the future that the PS5 will be able to deliver up to 120 FPS with HDMI 2.1, but for now most games out there will be a solid 60 FPS. For Warzone, however, when comparing it to my old PlayStation 4, the difference with the frame rate is night and day. Number 4, there has been a big improvement to draw distance loading times. So this was one of the most frustrating things when sniping on the PS4. You're waiting a few seconds for objects and buildings to load up in the distance. However, on the PS5 you can tell the processor works so much faster to a point now where I barely notice draw distance loading times. So if you enjoy sniping like me, this is something that's massively going to benefit you. For number 5, I want to talk about the loading times of the game. Now, booting up the game from the PlayStation menu and loading into a pre-game lobby, for example, it's now so much quicker. I would say that I load into a pre-game lobby around 10 seconds quicker than my friends on previous gen consoles. I know it doesn't really matter that much, however it's still nice to have. Booting the game up from the PlayStation menu, I can only compare now to what it's like to opening an app on your mobile phone. It is literally that quick. Finally, let's look at the controller. My honest opinion is that I am still getting used to it. It is certainly chunkier in your hands and the trigger buttons are larger, but I haven't found these to hinder my gameplay as of yet. So far as the analog sticks are concerned, these are so much better than the PS4 controllers. They feel smoother and more accurate than the previous gen consoles. But Warzone is still yet to release an update to include the use of the adaptive triggers, but I don't think I'll be using these anyway as they can be distracting in an online multiplayer game. Overall, I do like the new controller, but it does take a little getting used to. I will be doing more videos in the near future on PS5 features being introduced to Warzone, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the channel to ensure you don't miss out on what looks to be some amazing next gen console updates for the game. I will be covering all of them. If you enjoyed this video, please drop me a like and a dislike if you didn't. Subscribe for more and I shall hopefully see you in the next one.